challenged everybody today on this, all three of us. We want to really help Greg out at Cans Can. It's a struggle for me because the man came in today wearing a St. Louis Cardinals hat, and he knows I'm a Cubs fan. He does this on purpose. He does it every time. There's something Cardinals related. But I will tell you, and this does go out, he is probably my favorite Cardinals fans because of his heart. He's got the biggest heart, and he is willing to do just about anything. Thus, the name Cans Can. Greg, welcome today. Thank you for coming.
Thank you. I'm just over here nodding politely. So
I couldn't quite get the beard at your level yet today, but it's very well groomed.
I had to go back a notch on it because a lot of kids were going Santa Claus. And I go, well, maybe it's too full this time of year. So
yeah.
Trimmed it back a little bit. I also walked into work this morning, and a lady goes, "You had eggs for breakfast, didn't you?" I go, "Yeah." And she goes, "Point taken."
Aww.
So unless I get a helping monkey to trim that to help me groom myself, I think we may have to trim it back just a little bit.
Aww. Well, Greg, let me tell you, one of the things I love about what you do is that you started with something that you're passionate about, and then you use some of those dollars to help local kids and teachers. And I love the kind of shopping experience that teachers get, right? Where they get to pick the things that is desperately needed for their classrooms. And so tell us a little bit about your mission, how it started, and how that kind of shopping experience for teachers works.
Yeah, so let me just say that free is generally the best kind of shopping experience that they can have. So this is our 23rd year of some form of existence. We existed before under some umbrellas, whether it be some local churches and things like that. We are in our 4th year of actual 501c3-ness. So we founded, or we formally were a 501c3 right around COVID. So that was great planning on my part because things kind of got crazy after that. But yeah, so our bread and butter is what you mentioned is at our headquarters, which is in Benton on Bailey Lane. We have a couple rooms in the back of our shop. We call them the Resource Center, where teachers, social workers, foster families, really pretty much anybody in need can come in and pick up the things that they need for free. We carry everything from pencils to backpacks to shoes, deodorants, things like that. So we are open every other weekend on Saturday. And we let really just anybody that comes in. We don't ask any questions. We just ask their name, the district that they're from. If they're a social worker, they just put the agency that they're from, and they leave with what they need. If we don't have it, we'll ship it. So we do beds, we do bedding, things that won't fit into our shop. We will ship to them, or we will deliver to them. So really, that's our big. I guess you can say that's what we're known for. So we are over 500 individual teacher contacts, 67 school districts. We go as far north as Centralia. We go as far south as Massac County, Caro, and we go river to river. So I think at one time I map quested it, and it was like 122 miles north and south, 140 something miles east and west. So we will have teachers drive as far as an hour and a half to get to us. As far as we know, we're the only thing that exists like us, especially in our area, but there's very few places like us around, period. So really, like I said, that's what we started with, and that's what we've really grown. Since COVID, we have really expanded. We do a lot with senior care. So there are some assisted living facilities in town. We learned that there are low-income people in those. I heard earlier the center, you had somebody mention the $30 a month for the care facilities. So
yeah.
I've been listening. I've been stalking you guys all day long. So
we love it.
So
appreciate it.
So there's a lot of people in those facilities that survive on $30 a month. So we will go in a couple times a year. We do what's called a free market. We line tables up with deodorants and shampoos and soda, all the things that they have to stretch that $30 a month to meet, and they take it for free. We do clothing drives there, things like that. And then Christmas is coming up, and one of our favorite things to do is we just give them a list and say, "What do you want for Christmas?" And we get it for them. And so it ranges from a case of Diet Coke to a big screen TV. We have not said no to anybody yet. We did have to clarify last year. Somebody put Alexis, and we said,
Well.
I mean, you did put it out there.
we said, I don't think we can do a car. And she said, no, one of those things that talks to you, plays music.
Alexa.
And we said, Alexa, we can definitely do Alexa. So, so we do that. We do the same for foster kids. We work through a couple agencies, just picked up some lists from Lutheran social services in town. We work through some local schools. So right now we have roughly like 120 seniors and about 50 kiddos that we're going to do our Christmas list for. And really from there, we've just kind of, like I said, we do a lot of everything. We do twice weekly meal route in town, free of charge, free delivery. So most of the people on our list have some form of Alzheimer's. They're still living at home with a caretaker. And so it kind of doubles as obviously a meal, but also respite for the caretaker, gives them a break. And yeah, like I said, we really just strive to help people. We've not said no to anybody, which is why we do meals and we do seniors and we do bike giveaways. So our motto is, yeah, we could do that. So anytime somebody comes up to us, they say, hey, can you do X, Y, Z? So, yeah, we can do that. And we do. And so we're still here. Never had a formal plan. It's worked this far. When you don't have a plan, I guess you can't fail. But yeah, we're still around. And so our funding comes from, we have a sports card / memorabilia
Which
shop.
is one of the most unique nonprofit formats I've ever heard of. And so I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I just want people to understand and say that again, because I want you to tell a little bit more about what it means to do that, because I think you're the only one that I've ever known that has done this.
As a full-fledged shop, we are the only one in the country. So I guess we have a claim to fame for something. So we sell what is really my personal collection. We pay for it out of pocket. We go to shows, we trade for it. And really 100% of what we sell, every dime that comes in goes right back into those different programs. Nobody's paid to do what they do. Whether my dad delivers meals, he gets paid in smiles. My daughter helps. She thinks that she's paid, but it's mostly in Starburst, and my son gets paid in beef jerky. So, but nobody receives any monetary compensation for what we do. So the shop has really allowed us to be a regional draw for our local area. We have a lot of people from St. Louis that come in. We've been blessed this year to have some really crazy press come in. We were in the sporting news this year.
Congratulations.
Yeah. We were on a show on Bally's. So that ran in July. The article was sometime around May. So that has allowed us to kind of be unique and to bring people from outside of the area who don't have ties to allow us to care for those in the area.
So have you been able to create a network or connections to have memorabilia given to you or donated from your beloved St. Louis Cardinals or other places?
We are starting to get better at that. Towards the end of the season, we did get to go to Busch. We got to throw out the first pitch. There's a great picture of my son pumping his fists, and my daughter is shaking her tail section on the jumbo screen. But hey, they're the high energy ones,
right?
Yeah. So we made some contacts. Got to talk with Adam Wainwright and made some contacts with him. So we're starting to develop that. We're just kind of weird, and by weird we mean like it's really hard to explain what we do and how we do it sometimes. Mm-hmm. And so, for example, when the gentleman came from the sporting news, we kind of corresponded back and forth. And about an hour into the conversation, he said, I got to stop. He goes, I'm going to be honest. Like when I came down here, this was going to be a little throwaway article, about, hey, if you have some stuff, you can send it here. And he goes, this is something way different than I anticipated. And honestly, he ended up spending almost 5 hours. We got to go meet some of the seniors that we helped. We got to go meet some of the teachers that we helped. So, we always invite people in because it's really kind of tough to explain when you don't really have a focus area and your fundraising is kind of backwards. It sometimes, like I said, is hard to get across to people what you do and how you do it.
It's only taken me 4 years, and I'm gonna sum up what I've gathered. Here's what you do, Greg. This is what I know Greg to do. Greg takes his love and passion for sports and sports memorabilia and raises money to do whatever he can.
There you go. You nailed it. 4 years in.
Look at
I mean,
that.
it's all downhill from there. I don't know what we're going to talk about.
Right?
next year.
The reason I think that it's hard for people is because, like you said, the focus, but you saw so much of a great need in your community that you were just like, I'm going to do anything and everything.
Yeah, absolutely. And, when we started with schools, and like I said, COVID made everything weird. And I think that's probably the easiest way to describe it. They just brought forth so many needs that there were people that were just shut out from society. Unemployment went up and down, and really Franklin County, I think, is like the third or the fourth highest unemployment rate in the state. Our free and reduced lunch, the poverty rate is 66% in the local grade school. So there's needs everywhere. So really, like I said, it is hard because, especially listening to some of the people that come in before, they focus on veterans and they focus on seniors, and those are all great things to do. But in our community, we have a lot of those segments of the population, not a lot of people to take care of them. So we just kind of try to bring them all under our umbrella. And like I said, we've been around for 23 years and we're still here. We've had some people say it's probably the worst business plan they've ever heard. And some days I fully agree with that, but it's worked for us thus far.
And as long as you're having a positive impact on the community and you're not hurting anything. And I mean, my goodness, anything that we can get rid of more Cardinals memorabilia in the area. Just kidding.
I will say that there are some times where guys will come into the shop and their wives will live 360 them and they'll go, we know where you're at. You need to leave. So I guess we are hurting sometimes the husband and wife relationship.
But it's for a good cause. That's all they have to say.
When it shows up on the bank statement, it just says donation. So I said it's just a donation.
There you go.
That's awesome. The thing that I really like is that you do all of these things, and it really is just a testament to the fact that wherever there is a need, Greg is going to do his best to make sure that need is met. And that's what I appreciate. Like, to me, it doesn't look scattered. It looks like this beautiful mess of knowing that Greg is going to take care of his community no matter what that means.
I like beautiful mess. Some people may say ADD, but I like beautiful mess. We'll go with that one. You may put that on a shirt.
Yeah,
there you go.
Yeah.
So if you want to support Greg and Cans Can, all you have to do is these 3 simple steps in the description below. You just got to click the link. Cans Can starts with a C, so you don't have to go down too far, or you can just scroll to it. And, a majority of these benefits that you're going to be raising funds, or that you're raising funds for, are going to go to the region, Benton, and the surrounding areas. So help him out. Do you take, are you looking for memorabilia?
Always.
Okay.
My wife, I don't think is listening right now. So yes, we are looking for anything and everything. Sometimes when I pull up in the truck, she goes, "You can't come in there." So
let's make this a true Christmas. So if there's a holy grail, if there's a one item that you would love to have to raise money for, is there anything specifically? Because I want everybody to listen.
No, there's nothing specific, because honestly, we have sold everything from email autographs. We had a Babe Ruth, a 33 Babe Ruth in the other a while back that we sold, but we also sell quarter and 50-cent things, and that works too. And honestly, if it doesn't sell, we give it away. I mean, I think at our last count, we'd given away like 7 or 8 million baseball cards to kids in our communities. So we leave no meat on the bone. So
well, there you have it. Anything he'll take, and I think it's amazing, Greg. Thank you for coming in.
For having us in. Because like I said, any donations will be great, because we don't receive any kind of state, local, federal funding. It's all grassroots.
Well, good luck.
Amazing.
You got Michelle rooting for you.
Yes, definitely.
It's always nice to have somebody in your corner.
Yeah, well, I'm in your corner too, as long as you take that hat off. Just kidding.
It's kind of fused to my head. I think it's